Hi Taurus, welcome to your November 2022 Horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, this is for you. And I would always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, many of you have messaged me and said, Raf, it's the eclipse. You can't leave us hanging. Where have you disappeared to? I will hunt you down. Not many of you said that, but even still, I absolutely love you for all of it, and I couldn't not show up for these. So let's have a look what November of 2022, can you believe it's the end of the year, has in store for you. So for your actions and options this month, you've got the Devil card, right? So doesn't necessarily, it's one card on its own. What I will say to you is you do appear to be getting a little bit obsessed about something at this moment in time, or you're holding too rigidly to an idea. So watch out for this. It also suggests that this month you are going to find that passion to hold to something, some idea, some process, some project, something that you're working on. It's like this month you're saying, you know what, I am going in on this. It's like you're not holding back anymore, and you are in that space of true power, which is fantastic. For your communications and conversations, you have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles and the Devil card, that's a time sequence. Pay attention to the conversations that you're having this month, especially in this first sort of couple of weeks, because you're going to be revisiting this stuff in the latter part of December of 2022 and going into 2023. Whatever you're focused on now, you're going to start to see the results of when we get into December and January of the latter part of this year. Now, because you've got the Page of Pentacles in the communication sector, you're about to get a lot more, dare I say it, you're about to get a lot more structured and a lot more rigid about what it is that you really are trying to achieve at this moment in time, which means you're putting together or putting in place some kind of solid plan. For a lot of you, this is going to be a powerful month of learning. Do not be surprised if you're taking on new ideas, new methodologies. I wouldn't be surprised as well if this month you learn something new and you're kind of like, I really enjoy this, and actually I'm fucking good at it, right? So be excited about this, because whenever we gain new skills, it means we're ready for a new level of expansion or growth. Next year, you're going to have Jupiter come into your sign. I mean, I'm going to be here to talk about that all the way, darling, because I will personally be milking that transit, I can tell you for damn sure. Back to this moment in time though, this is a month where you're gaining some new insight, wisdom or skill, and when you do, you're going to realize very quickly, I love this and I'm actually very good at it, and you are going to run with this. All right, so I'm really here for it. What I am going to say to you though, it looks like you're going to be holding yourself to a higher standard. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about rolling your sleeves up and getting to it. This is something that you guys do in your sleep. All right, so stick with it. For your heart and hearth, you have the Three of Wands. Love this, especially with that Page of Pentacles, because this is solid conversations either with a loved one or a partner that really see you looking at your long-term goals, ranges and plans, but there's also some kind of stroke of luck that comes in that you're really not expecting. It's like you're looking at something and thinking, yeah, shit, this is going to be a mountain to climb, and then all of a sudden it's like some little nudge, some little universal or, in-house sort of elbow in the right direction really shunts you forward in some way. Now, for those of you that are single, surveying the land, darling, rewriting the profile, and maybe taking a much more structured sort of approach to the love life this month. It looks like a lot of you are really starting to get quite serious about the fact that, you know what, I'm single and I'm ready for more. I'm ready for something that's a little bit more substantial than the quick sort of, fling or the, the romance and all of that stuff. It looks like a lot of you are more interested in something a bit more serious, but it has to be right. So you are being selective still. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is either you bringing business in for your partner or your partner bringing business in for you. Or maybe it could be that you're working on a project together that ends up growing or expanding the things that you're putting out into the world in some regard. I really like this, actually. The other thing with that Three of Wands, it's a really growthful, lucky, expansive energy, and it does suggest that the love life this month is really coupling very well with everything else that you've got to do. So it's like almost maybe you using the relationship to kind of escape the that you've got going on when it comes to work for your money and materials. You've got the Page of Cups. Love this, right? This is making more money from things that you genuinely love or something that you feel genuinely invested in. Now, you got two pages. Two pages represents disquiet. So this isn't going to be a quiet month. It's definitely not going to be an easy month. We know this because we've got a full moon lunar eclipse in your sign. If you've watched any of my year ahead stuff for 2022, you know this was the eclipse that I was way back then. I was already saying to people, yeah, this one's going to be a little bit intense. All right, so just keep that in mind. What I will also say to you is this. Because it is the Page of Cups and it's about your money, your finances and your resources, this really gives you a heart-focused or heart-centered way of making more money from something that you genuinely enjoy or something that you have long envisioned yourself doing for a while. So this is absolutely brilliant. I'm totally here for it. Now, on top of this, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, I am going to say that this month, it's almost like you're excluding what you're eating because you're so busy. So there's so much going on that you're almost focused on too many other things to really take care of yourself. Be mindful that you don't fall into that trap because obviously you've got the Devil card here. For your weeks ahead, you have... Ooh, okay, that card's just jumped into my hand. All right, so you've got the Death card. This is actually great. I know a lot of you are like, okay, now I'm freaking out, Raf. Don't. This could literally be where you are breaking with a bad habit, where you're letting go of some kind of overindulgence, maybe an impossible standard that you've held yourself to. This first week in the month, the full moon lunar eclipse is bringing something to a close, and when it does, I kind of get the feeling that you're going to be relieved about this. So it could be a bad habit, it could be, let's say you've not been able to eat very well, but all of a sudden you find yourself staying home more so you can really get into your groove with something. You're letting go of a bad habit, you're letting go of a negative viewpoint of some sort, and when you do, it's going to allow everything else to really expand. Beautiful. For your second week of the month, you've got the World card underneath the Page of Pentacles. Now, I could see this as a time sequence, but actually, I kind of have to because I've already highlighted Capricorn season for you. And look at this, right? The World card is Saturn ruled. Saturn rules Capricorn. So Capricorn season, pay attention to the conversations that you're having this month, especially in this second week of the month. Pay attention to a lot of the decisions that you're making, but more importantly, pay attention to a lot of the themes that are playing out for you in your professional life, because you're going to be revisiting them or collecting on them when we come into Capricorn season this year and going into 2023. I really like this for you guys. Now, whatever new thing you're learning or structuring, it's like whatever this new information is or this thing that you get obsessed about, it's taking you, your business, your work, your outlook to the next level. I'm so fucking here for this. Excuse my language. Now, the negative of this, I can't not look at it. I'm sorry to say, but I have to. Well, there is no good side to what I'm about to say. This isn't personal, this is global. I'm really sorry to say this, and I really hope that I'm wrong. That is some kind of potentially a natural disaster that causes a lot of death. The Death card with the World card usually represents a big event that causes a lot of deaths in one go. We've got this full moon lunar eclipse. It's a heavy one to say the least. I wonder if we're going to see this on the news. And if I'm completely honest with you, because you've got the 2 pages and the Page of Pentacles is involved, I wonder if this is around a school, a university, potentially like it's something to do with a building, and it's something to do with a building that has a purpose. So buildings that have purposes are banks, schools, universities, post office. You get where I'm going with this. I really hope I'm wrong on this front. I just know what I see in my cards when I see it, and you know, I'll say no more on that front. For the third month, for the third week of the month, you've got the Devil card again. All right, so you've got a double hit of the Devil here with that 3 of Wands. For those of you that are single, there's a lot of opportunities here. I'm not saying don't go for it. What I am saying is don't allow these to be distractions that pull you off the path. When it comes to those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, you're just needing to be a little bit mindful here, because I kind of feel like the partner's going to be like, yeah, fuck it, let's go away. Sorry, I know I've been a real potty mouth today, but hey, listen, if you know me, you know me, right? This does suggest that you're being pulled out or pulled away by the partner. And I gotta say, as good as things are, they could be a little bit of a bad influence this month. So you got to find a way to curb that, all right? And then for your 4th week of the month, you've got the Star card. The Star card has been very active for this month, so I'm intrigued to see what's going on here. You've got this underneath the Page of Cups. So for those of you, when it comes to your money, your finances, your resources, you're finding new ways to make money this month. And for those of you that have websites, or I mean, who doesn't in 2022? This is either making more money through your website, or you're working on the website to really maximize how you can bring in more of your more resources, like from you know your business, but through the technological side of things. I will say it does look like you're tempted to spend money on technology this month. If it's specifically for the business, then I'm all for it. If it's specifically just for, you know, well, we just wanted a new TV, so we went for a 64-inch, not here for that. I wouldn't. You'll end up regretting it with buyer's remorse, all right? Outside of that, though, this looks really nice. I think the 4th week will bring you a lot more ease, and at this point you'll be a lot more kind of like, okay, we're all good. Now, that being said, your full moon lunar eclipse on the 8th of November is in your 1st house. This is all to do with you, your body, your mind, your outlook. Every aspect or facet of your life basically is found in the 1st house. It's kind of like a mini zodiac in and of itself. Now, what I find really interesting about this is you have these cards right out of the gate, and that tells me that you're breaking a bad habit. You're letting something go that you know has been more in control or in charge of you than you care to admit. And it's like, no, I'm usually always in control of myself. This thing has had its day and it is done. And for that full moon message, you have the gate 53 and opening. What you can't really see on this card unless you're close up to it though, is in the center there is basically a woman figure that looks like the Empress, and obviously the Empress is your card. That full moon is going to provide you with an opportunity to break with something that has run away with itself, and this will see you ending something that has been holding you up or holding you back. For your Sagittarius new moon on the, I think it's like the 23rd or the 24th of this month, this is happening for you in your 8th house. Other people's money, other people's finances, your partner's resources could be getting a boost of some kind. It may also be that something that your partner is doing financially is highlighted to you and you're like, hey, I see you over there trying to buy that 64-inch TV. We've got other things that we could do better with that money. When it comes to the 8th house as well, this is sex, sensuality, that deep connection, that deep desire and intensity that you have for or with or around your partner. There could be plenty of that going on this month as well. Something did just pop into my mind when I looked at the Devil and the 3 of Wands. If you're going to be naughty in public, okay, a little bit risky and all the rest of it, fine. Just maybe don't do it somewhere totally obvious. Do you know what I mean? I know a lot of you Taurians are like, Raph, it's the middle of winter, babe. It ain't happening. Right, but just something to consider. And then finally, because it is the 8th house, this could be a powerful moment of a powerful moment of realizing that there is a deep psychological shift taking place within you. And this might feel, for some of you, it might make you feel like, oh, I feel a little bit alienated here. And for this, you've you've got the gate 27 and caring, and this card is actually very family and orientated, and it's also messages from spirit that come through friends, allies, or people that genuinely care for you. So and messages that come through or from 8th house kind of energies tend to be from the occult world. So tarot, numerology, astrology. Maybe a friend has a dream about you and they tell you it and you're like, oh my gosh, that speaks really, you know, powerfully to my situation. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.